Back Hoe fuel tank repair. That's a mouthful. So here we see that my microphone was not working. So what I'm trying to explain to you through facial expressions and hand gestures is that whenever I dig, that was that hand movement, with the case 480D, and I get some violent movement going, the engine will actually stall out. And what I've discovered was that the fuel tank has a bunch of rot inside it, rust, debris, stuff like that. So anytime we get a violent shake, the fuel lines clog up. Oh, look, there's Winnie. The fuel lines clog up and it causes the engine to stop. So what we're going to do today over the next few days, or what I'm trying to explain to you, is we're going to pull the fuel tank out and we're going to clean it all out. So, yeah, sadly, these first two clips have no audio because something messed up with the microphone. So I'm realizing that now, so we'll get started. I also end up calling the fuel tank the gas tank a lot because I used to work on Chevys. And that's just, we'll just have to deal with that. Fuel is diesel. So here I am again, no microphone. On top, I've got this nifty little pump that I'm going to suck all the diesel fuel out of the fuel tank. I had some issues at first because the filter they give you to pull the tank out, or I'm sorry, to put on the end of the line to pull the fuel out, was too big and wouldn't fit inside. So I had to get a few different hose clamps, but you can see here all the rust that was on the inside of the tank, so that's what we're hoping to take care of. And this is probably the end of my voiceover. As you see, it wouldn't fit, so we'll get a new clamp on there and we'll get started. After this, you should be able to hear everything.
Part 72, 3 hours later. So we shaved this down. We found a tiny little hose clamp. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Now, I don't know how much fuel's in here, but I have a feeling we're about to find out. Let's see if this works at all.
Look at that. That works really well.
I think the rest we're going to have to drain from the bottom, but that's good because the majority of it came out. All right, we are going to go under the backhoe now, and let's see. We have to find the fuel line. Let's look. Oh, look who it is. Yes, I know. Hi, Winnie. Hi. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I gotta work. I gotta do work, buddy. Okay. Let's see. There she is. Way in there. You see that? That's our fuel line. So, if we could shut that off, we've got two fuel lines we've got to disconnect. And I think that's all we got to disconnect to get the tank out. Right, so with the help of the Windstar, we'll see if we can get it done.
So getting my hands up and under here was and is always interesting. I had to cut some wrenches in half to make sure I could get to the fuel lines. And once the fuel lines were removed, I was able to drain the rest of the fuel from the tank, and then pop around the top of it and start working on the top. All right, here we are up top, taking the cover off. I haven't really messed with this machine too much before, so it's a learning curve. So I had to figure out going inside, had to take the oil pressure gauge out and get to a few hard-to-reach bolts and screws on the inside, and that enabled me to then pull that cover off, which accesses the fuel tank. So, pretty easy. Some of the screws were a little difficult to get to, but other than that, it's just work.
we're gonna have some fun trying to get this off of here. All right. Sorry for the sniffling, but there's pollen everywhere. So it's not a light piece of steel. Look at that. Oh, come on. Don't be a dick. Okay. Cool. That went a lot better. Well, it's not over yet. I gotta figure out a way to get down. So that went better than expected. Oh, shush. All right. That went pretty good. Not too bad. Let's see if I cannot die here. Yeah. Cool. All right, so where we're at is trying to climb this without killing everything. So basically, where we are at is I've had to remove all the panels. We've got the gas tank disconnected, but it's shoved in here pretty tight. So instead of trying to manhandle it, I'm just looking around at what could possibly be unbolted to open up the space when pulling this up. So that is where I'm at now. See our pretty little diesel. So yeah, we still got Winnie doing her thing. All right, we've gotten a little bit further, just a little bit. So I had to pull the bolts out of here because this whole sheet had to come forward in order for the gas tank to come up. We started getting it come up, disconnected the sending unit. I disconnected it's like an air line or maybe some sort of oil line. Not sure, because again, I don't know these machines too well. I'm learning as I go, but it's connected to this bad boy. So I'll figure out what that is. Again, air filters in here. As you see, what I did was took a nice old school jack, put a piece of wood, and just started jacking up the tank. I didn't want this whole thing. I left one little nut right there on, just because I didn't want the whole thing to pop off just yet. If I can get it out without having to do that, that'd be great. So yeah, Winnie's still chilling, and this is where we're at. So let's see if this tank will come out. Okay, how are we gonna do this? This definitely does have to come out. That sucks. I thought I could get away with it, but I can't. Balance is the key. Ooh, gotta get legs over. Okay, so we want that there. All right, okay, that's good, that's good. Let's see if we can't let this move as little as possible. Yes. You should see this ladder that I'm on. I'll show you in a sec. Okay. Look at that. Success. All right. Not so bad, not so bad. If I had pulled this off initially, it would have come out a lot easier, but I didn't know that because I've never done this before. So there is the backhoe without a gas tank. So this ladder was left by the the guy who owned the house last. So it's one of those ones where that can go either way, it doesn't matter. But yeah, you start to question it when you're carrying a pretty heavy gas tank. So, step one, gas tank out. Complete. Winnie's calm. She knew we could do it, right, girl? Yeah. All right, cool. So, we have drained the tank, opened the tank. I'm gonna show you. I'm holding this, sorry, it's all shaky. So if you look at this, you can see the amount of crud that's on here. This is the sending unit. So this is the float. You can see all this rust. This is the float that when the level of the, when the gas level goes up, this thing moves. There's the little copper wire in there, gives you resistance, sends you a signal through your gauge. Yeah, I know. She's like, who we talking to? All right, so you can see the insides of these. Oh, maybe you can. It's hard to see. But these are all sorts of clogged up. This specifically, this is the one that actually feeds the carburetor. You can see that's really nasty in there. So, yeah, that would be part of the reason why. I don't know if this is going to come out or not, or show, but let's see. Now, I was hoping to give you a view of like how nasty it is in there. You might be able to see a little bit, but it's pretty nasty. Yep, there you go. So we're going to clean that out. Winnie and I are going to clean that out. Right, girl? We're going to clean out? Yeah. Okay. So that's where we're at right now. This looks like this. This is like this. It's getting there. Okay, day 2. You hear some noise in the background. Left cleaner in the tank, in the fuel tank overnight to try to get all the oil and stuff in through a few different types in there. We've still got Winnie here waiting for her toy. So the noise you're hearing is my trusty dusty pet dryer that I used to use when I would bathe Skeletor and Lex and dry them off after. It was easier. So we've got that into the tank, and hopefully that can get it dry, because the next step is to do our metal prep and then onto our 415 tank sealer, and hopefully that cleans everything up, but we'll see. So yeah, day 2, fun. All right, we have metal prepped the tank, and we're actually just getting ready to put this lovely stuff, this 415 POR 15. We used to grow up saying 415, and I know that's a weird phrase, but yes, we grew up loving this POR 15, POR 15. We used to put it on all our frames and old Chevy trucks and stuff like that. So yeah, so I'm gonna pour it inside the fuel tank. The issue with this is it takes 96 hours to cure. So that's 4 days. So yeah, I'm hoping to get it in. I'll roll the tank around, drain it out, and then once it's drained out, I'm hoping to give it a few hours to kind of not cure, but form enough of a film where then I can put the tank in and I don't have to worry about waiting for it to fully cure before it's in. And then it's in, sealed up, then I'll wait the 4 days before I put fuel in. Yep, we still got Winnie here. She's been chewing on her bone ice cream. Nothing, huh? You can go get it. You can go get it. She's like, what is this camera? All right. Go get your toy. Go ahead. All right, so yeah, that's what I'm doing. Okay, we're looking down into the tank. Looks pretty good. It's at least dry enough where I can start installing it. You see down there looks good. You can't, it's really hard to get all the drips and stuff out, but I think it looks good. Looks a lot better than it did. So yeah. Let's see if we get any different view. Yeah, but anyway, we got the walls, we got everything. So that's good. Yeah, now it's time to put it back in. It's about 6:15, so I got about, I don't know, an hour and a half, 2 hours of sunlight left. So we'll see. Clouds look not too bad. Well, I don't know. We will see. Hopefully. Let's get started. Okay, not bad. It is 19:12, so it's about an hour. She is all back in. I just got to go underneath now and hook up those fuel lines. And once that's done, there's a little bit of dashboard work I got to do in here, but I'm not too worried about that. I just want to get this closed up just in case it rains. I can hook up the fuel lines, but I can't put any fuel in it yet for another 4 days. So we'll see. Look at me. Look at my hair. Look at these white sides. What's wrong with me? All right.
And it was right around here that my unsecured camera fell into a bucket of diesel, which is why I haven't put up videos in the last few weeks, because I had to repair that.
Okay, the moment of truth. We are all locked up here, all set. Let's take a step inside and see. I don't have my mic on me, so if this turns around, I might not be able to hear it, but we had a few issues. Oh, look at that, it's tilting. So, when I went to start it, I noticed there was an oil leak because when I had removed the fuel filters, I had hit the copper oil line just enough where I guess it had been bent back and forth over the years, so it started spurting the copper oil line to the pressure gauge. So I pulled that off, put a new one on there, so that's all tightened up. It's been 5 days since we sealed the tank up. Looks good. Actually, let's take a run real quick. I'll show you. The stuff we use, the Port 15, this is what it ends up. Like, this was in the bottom of the container, but it really makes this really cool plastic seal. Not plastic. This seal, so like any of the old tank rust or anything like that didn't come off, the chance of it coming out and falling into the fuel lines is 0 to none. So let's give this a shot. And let's see, we got this turned, this turned. Woo! Looking good. Woo! All right. Oil pressure's good. Oh yeah, bounders. Oil pressure's good. We got our makeshift camera. Pretty cool. Alright. So yeah, shut her down. She is working really well. We're going to put her to the test today because there's soil being delivered for the planters. So we're going to fill them up between this and the tractor. We should be able to get them filled. Then we got to do everything. All that's left is everything. So yeah, the backhoe is up, running, and fixed. So awesome. Okay, she's working really good. I'll get you some video, but holy crap, there's a hell of a storm coming in right now. Woo! So you can see the pond out there. See the rain coming down in the pond. I don't know if you can see that or not. Actually, take a look at the pond. It looks really, really good. But yeah, we got storm clouds coming in. So I'm gonna keep digging. And we'll see how bad it gets. Woo! Oh. I might want to bring the camera in the cab itself. Yeah, I think we'll do that maybe. Let's do that. All right, so it's kind of loud in here, but it's also storming outside. So we'll see if we can't. So let me tell you, first of all, it's pouring outside. Obviously, this is working great. But what I'm doing here is I'm digging an area out that I'll refill with clay from the pond. So I'll flatten this back out, or I'll create a motorcycle jump. But we're using this dirt here as fill. So but as you hear, she's running great.